high call series.
So now the next one is write the comparative forms of the following adjectives. Again, we have got a set of 8 words of which we need to write the comparative forms. The first one is intelligent. The first one is intelligent. The comparative form is more intelligent. So intelligent is that kind of a word to which we cannot add er or change the word, but we need to make it more intelligent, right? The second one, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So beautiful is also a word to which we need to add more, right? So the comparative form of beautiful is more beautiful. The comparative form of beautiful is more beautiful. Yes. Diligent. Third one is diligent. Again, we need to add more to that. More diligent. D-I-L-I-G-E-N. D-I-L-I-G-E-N-T. More diligent. Right? Fourth one is careful. It's more careful. More careful. Fifth one, strong. Strong is a word to which we can add er, and it is a stronger. Stronger. Weak. The opposite of strong is weak, and the comparative form of weak is weaker. W-E-A-K-E-R. Weaker. Slow. Slower. We can add er. S-L-O-W-E-R. Slower. And fast. Faster. F-A-S-T-E-R. Right? So the comparative form of intelligent is more intelligent. Beautiful is more beautiful. Diligent is more diligent. Careful is more careful. Strong, stronger. Weak, weaker. Slow, slower. Fast, faster. Right? So now I'll keep the screen the same for another minute so that you can have a look at them. Now we'll go to the next question. Let's read. So we know that with every lesson we have got this skills and activity part, which is actually aimed at improving our language using skills, right? So language is not to be learned just like how we do with science or maths or something like that, but we have to learn it with the purpose of using that in our daily life. If we have to use a language, we need to have to improve reading that particular language and understanding the stuff in that, listening in this particular language and understanding from what we listen, write and express what we want to say, speak and express what we want to say. So, reading, writing, listening, speaking are 4 skills that are, yes, related to any language, right? So English is also a language. It's a global language. Wherever we go in the world, it can be of great importance, right? So because of that, we have to improve the skills in English language. So this part of the skills and activity part of every lesson is actually aimed at improving this particular aspect of a language, how to use it. Okay, so this will start with let's read. There is a passage actually. We will listen to this passage first, and then I will read the passage, and then I will give you the time to read the passage. All right. So we will listen to this passage first. Okay.
Let's read. Read the following passage. A golden chain tree is a small tree that blooms in spring. The flowers of the tree look like chains of yellow flowers dripping from its branches. The golden chain tree is usually 12 to 15 feet high. It has yellow pie-like flowers and bright green leaves. The flowers are 6 to 10 inches long. The trees are planted in moist soil that is well drained. The trees are grown away from windy areas of very hot places. The golden chain trees do not survive in hot and very humid, wet regions.
A golden chain tree is a small tree that blooms in spring. The flowers of the tree look like chains of yellow flowers dripping from her branches. The golden chain tree is usually 12 to 15 feet high. It has yellow peel-like flowers and bright green leaves. The flowers are 6 to 10 inches long. The tree are planted in moist soil that's well drained. The trees are grown away from the windy areas of very hot places. The golden chain trees do not survive in hot and humid, wet regions. So this is a passage about a tree. The name of the tree is a golden chain tree. Okay. So it's a tree that blooms during the time of spring, and the flowers are like a chain of yellow flowers dripping from its branches. Okay. So the tree is usually 12 to 15 feet high, and the flowers are 6 to 10 inches long. Okay, so a long flowers will be dripping from the branches, and the flowers are bright yellow in color, and the leaves are brighter green in color. So the tree is amazing because it has a very beautiful combination of a bright green and a bright yellow, right? So the flowers are 6 to 10 inches long. The trees are planted in the moist soil and well drained. The soil has to be moist, but there should not be any extra water. At the same time, the trees are grown away from windy areas and humid and hot places. Okay? It should not be disturbed by heavy winds. It should not be dry. It should not be hot. Right? So it should be, the soil has to be wet, moist, but not well drained. See, the golden chain trees do not survive in hot and humid or wet conditions. Okay, so the trees require good amount of water, but doesn't mean that it has to have a water source very close to that. The soil has to be wet and moist. So that is the only thing that the tree requires. Okay, so this is the passage, and now I will keep the screen the same for another minute for you so that you can read the passage yourselves once again. Okay, so there are some questions here about the passage that we have read, and now we will find the answers for these questions now. See, the first question is, when does the golden chain tree bloom? So when does the golden chain tree bloom? Yes, the golden chain tree blooms in spring. It's during the season of spring that the golden chain tree blooms, right? The next question. Describe the flowers of the golden chain tree. So how can you describe the flowers of the golden chain tree? Yes, we will check the answer. The flowers of the tree look like a chain of yellow flowers dripping from its branches. So when we look at the flowers, what we see is a chain of yellow flowers is dripping. Dripping means what? Falling drop by drop from the branches of these trees. Okay. Yes. The next question, the third one. What is usually the height of the golden chain tree? We have seen it here, no? Yes, the trees are, the height of the golden chain tree is usually 12 to 15 feet. The usual height of the golden chain tree is 12 to 15 feet. Right. The next question. What kind of soil is good for golden chain tree? Again, we have seen that. Yes. What is the answer? Yes, moist soil is good for a golden chain tree to grow. Wet. It should be wet and moist, but there should not be any water. Okay. Yes. Next. What two kinds of places should be avoided for growing golden chain trees? So, which are the areas where golden chain tree cannot grow? Which are the areas where golden chain tree cannot grow? Which are they? Hot and very humid, wet regions should be avoided. So, which are they? Hot regions. Then, humid and wet regions. Hot regions, humid and wet regions should be avoided for selecting, yes, golden chain tree to grow. Right? So, they are the questions that we had from this part of Let's Read. Right? Okay, now we'll go on to the next section. Let's practice. Follow your teacher while he or she is saying and pronouncing the words correctly. Right? So the first word is phoenix, confusion, offend, bona fide, finale, software, profession. So what are the words? Phoenix, confusion, offend, bona fide, finale, software, profession. Okay, so phoenix, confusion, offend, bona fide, finale, software, profession. So 7 words are there, and what is the common sound in all these words? Which sound is common in all these words? Yeah. Phoenix has the sound F. F. What is the sound? F. Fa. Confusion has the sound F. Offend has the sound F. Bona fide again has the sound F. Finale starts with the F. Software has the sound F. Profession again has the sound F. Right? So all the 7 words given here has a common sound, and that is a F. Now, what do we use to make this sound? So in the first word we have PH. PH is making the sound F. In the second, only one EF, confusion. Only one single F is there, and that is making the sound F. F. Offend, 2 F. O, F, F, E, N, D. So the combination of two F together is making the sound fu there, right? So we use the combination of a PH, a single letter F, or a combination of a two F together to make the sound fu, right? Okay. So I'll keep this window the same for another minute for you so that you can also practice it. Thoroughly you have to practice it because as we go up in the classes, there can be more confusions related to these kinds of sounds. Okay, so practice it thoroughly. So let us practice continuous. Read the following words.